What's guys, some of this? Welcome to Shiitake News. It's a pleasure to have you. Today we're going to cover a few subjects, 3 stories that caught my interest, and I'd like to share them with you. First up, the United Kingdom's no response to the Diamond Princess. This has become an issue close to home because the Diamond Princess is about 2 hours train ride from me. But not even that, like an hour and a half. And this thing is contagious. There's people getting sick on it. It does not belong to Japan. Now, Mitsubishi did end up building the ship, but it's actually registered out of England. But the company has done little to respond. Now, I put updates here because this is from their official website, and they started linking when they release people and this and that. But some of the things posted on there don't seem to be true, especially how they're mentioning hiring professionals from Australia and sending them over. From what I've read from Japanese doctors that got on board, that doesn't seem to be the case. There doesn't seem to be a professional in the ship. So things are chaotic and contagious. I don't know why the ship's in Japan. It doesn't belong here. It should. Abe is a weak prime minister. Everything he's done now has been delayed. And it's bureaucratically predictable. They take their time. They wait for who. When somebody else says the okay, then they go ahead and act. I really hate that. I wish he had the goals to go ahead and do things or take action immediately. The ship shouldn't have been ported here. There's very few Japanese guests on the ship. I don't know where it could have gone, but the port is not the best place for it. Especially considering there's nothing at the port. That port is practically empty. It needs to be, I suggest it be moved out. Or at least take responsibility for your own ship. If you want to see the updates are here. And most of those updates are not true. So after watching and reading and looking at their updates, some of those are mistakes. Them releasing people before quarantine should have ended after 27 days, not just 14. And they didn't wait that long. They started letting people go, and a lot of the people that got off the damn ship ended up being sick again. I'm sorry for yelling, excuse that. But this is frustrating to me. It's right in my backyard. I really don't like it being there. I wish it was sent to somewhere more, a smaller island or somewhere else, or kept offshore a little further. This thing is dangerous, and it's going to get more people sick. Coronavirus is spreading everywhere. I don't want to make this video about coronavirus. I'm just talking about responsibility over the ship. There seems to be none. No one wants to take. I think it was built in Japan and managed by a British company, but they're not. I'm sure they would rather keep the ship here than bring it back home. So it's frustrating to see it there. I wish there was something done with it, but that's all I got on this. I feel like everyone on the ship is gonna get sick, and it's just a matter of time, if not already. Anyways, I hope to hear from the United Kingdom, not to me directly, but a response in regards to what they're going to do with the ship, not a silly post on their little website that ends up being inaccurate. But even more bad news. Now, I keep mispronouncing Uighur Muslims sent to work in Chinese Nike factories. Now, these are Chinese concentration camps. And you think I'm being sarcastic, and they're like, that's being hyperbolic. But it's literally what they are. They bring these Muslims there to re-educate them in the proper way of, being the right culture, the right religion, the right beliefs. Pray to the government like they should. And I've heard nothing but horrors about it. I hear them farming they're farming body parts like livers and kidneys and this and that. But now they're using for a different purpose. They need these factories up and running. Nike, Volkswagen, Dell, these companies are garbage if they're using slave labor to produce their items. Literally slave labor. These guys are not being paid. They are prisoners because they are Muslim. Religious aside, anyone held there because of their religious belief and enslaved like this, it's a war crime. It's inhumane. But since you've gone an inch, might as well go a mile. They're going to go ahead and put them to work, regardless of their health or conditions, because they rather make money, and they have a huge slave labor. Why not use them for that? Now, this video is not going to get the attention I wish it would, but I wish somebody would mention this. I hope somebody shines a light on this. If you ever Google this term right here, Uighur Muslims, and find out who they are, and you get to see some monstrous things being done to them. But a lot of people fantasize, if I was around during the World War II and I knew there was concentration camps, I would have done something. I would have, taken up the righteous cause of helping or supporting or making it known. Yet, when it happens nowadays, it falls on deaf's ears. Everyone's mute. I want my Nikes. I want my Dell. I want my cheap products. I don't care who makes them. I don't care if it's a slave workforce. That, check, look into. Do you agree with that? Is that what you want? Is it worth it? I don't think it is. I usually make an effort to try to buy local as much as I can. But now it's getting worse. So I guess it's better than having your organs farmed. But these individuals, they're not there at their own free will. They're being there in hazardous condition, because normal Chinese people don't want to go to work. So why not make the people who have no choice work? I hope a bigger channel picks this up. I hope somebody with some notoriety picks it up and says something. This is a travesty. In history, you would have been alive during the era when this was happening, and you did. If anything, just mention it to a neighbor. Let them know. At least let this term come about and let it be known that this is happening. But it's just me speaking to a mic. We'll see what comes out of this. Hopefully they all stay healthy. It's the best I can hope for. And hopefully somebody shines a light on them. And somebody helps them out. Internationally, that is. Good luck to them, and yeah. This is monstrous in my opinion. And I've seen monstrosities. Final news of today is going to be the KO in South Carolina. Now, we say KO because Biden tore them up as far as votes. I think he had about as many as everyone else combined. He was at 40-some%. He was really high up there. He was about as high as Bernie was in Nevada. So it's like they switched shoes. Bernie is still in the lead. He's at 57. Biden is right behind him at 53. Buttigieg, he wasn't popular down in South Carolina. Warren came in at 6%, 7%. And Klobuchar came in at, I want to say, less than 10%. Tulsi Gabbard came in at 1%. I really wish she stayed in. I wish she was an actual major. Pete Buttigieg is just is like a boot. He barely qualifies as a service member. But Tulsi Gabbard, that lady was an actual major. She earned her stripes. She earned her rank. And it would have been nice to see her still competing, but she's out. That aside, Biden and Sanders. Now, when things go wrong, Biden supporters don't normally lose their mind and start burning things. But if Biden ends up winning, Sanders supporters have a history of violent tendencies. The Bernie bros and all this and that, they tend to burn things down. They think they were cheated last time, and I remember they protested at the Democratic National Convention. They lost it when Bernie didn't win. So I'm worried how it's gonna end up. Super Tuesdays, well, actually tomorrow for me, but Super Tuesday will be here soon, and you're gonna see a clear leader, hopefully. And if you don't, it's probably gonna be a contested. It's probably be contested, and they're not gonna have a winner in the first round vote in the first round ballot. So they'll probably go to the super delegates. They need 1,900 to be determined the winner. I put Trump up there because there's one guy named Well that has one 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 delegate, which I was surprised, but yeah. Biden won. I put some stories here so you can take a look. Some of them are really on the left side, some on the right side. Basically, Biden won about as well as Sanders did in Nevada. So it's exciting to watch. Not sure why Sanders did so bad. I kind of expected him to do a little better. But, Biden was the vice president to the first black president, and I hear the black vote really made a difference for him. So I think they came through for him. Therefore, he and South Carolina was he looked strong from the get-go. His poll numbers, everything looked like he was going to do really well. So this time the polls came in as true. So it's tied. It's close enough to be considered tied. I don't see this ending well, but we'll see. It's exciting to watch. Hopefully they keep it clean, and the real winners, the people choose who the winner is, not the super delegates. I really don't like the super delegate system. I think it's corrupt. That's it for me today. Otsukaresama. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good night. Bloop, 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 bloop.